Hello everyone. Welcome back to Dr. Liu's VCE Physics channel. Let's learn together today by examining the 2019 NHT Physics, focusing on special relativity and scientific investigation questions. I'm doing my best to explain, but my explanations might have errors. Teachers, parents, and students, your guidance is welcome if you find anything that needs correcting. 1 magnesium ion is accelerated to 0.2 c. Its Lorentz factor is calculated by the equation. When measured by a stationary observer on Earth, stationary muons have a proper lifetime, whereas relativistic muons exhibit a dilated lifetime. This dilation is quantified by the Lorentz factor, which is calculated by dividing the dilated lifetime by the proper lifetime. When a particle moves at high speed, its relativistic mass increases. Consequently, its kinetic energy must be calculated using the Lorentz factor within the relativistic kinetic energy equation, rather than the classical kinetic energy formula. In the context of measurements, precise and accurate have distinct meanings. Precise implies that the results are grouped closely together, indicating consistency in the measurements. However, being precise does not necessarily mean that the measurements are correct or close to the true value. Inaccurate implies that the results are grouped away from the true value, indicating that the measurements are not correct, even if they are consistent with each other. The distance from Earth to Epsilon Eridani is 10.5 light-years, as measured from Earth. A spaceship traveling at 0.85 c relative to Earth will experience a proper time for the journey because the astronauts and the spaceship share the same reference frame. In contrast, an observer on Earth will measure a dilated time for the spaceship's flight. When performing calculations, it's often simpler to use light-years for distance and the speed of light, c, directly, rather than converting to kilometers. From Bob's perspective, as a cube-shaped spaceship passes along the x-axis, the dimensions perpendicular to the motion y and z axes retain their original size relative to the spaceship's frame. However, the length of the x-axis, which is parallel to the direction of motion, will experience length contraction, quantifiable by the Lorentz factor. The fusion of two deuterium nuclei into a single helium-4 nucleus results in a mass defect. This missing mass is directly converted into energy. Assuming kinetic energy is negligible, the energy released during this process is determined by the mass-energy equation. The Special Relativity and Scientific Investigation section is worth a total of 12 marks, consisting of 4 multiple-choice questions, 4 marks, and 3 short-answer questions, 8 marks. This section accounts for 9.2% of the overall assessment, which has a total possible score of 130 marks. A summary of the 2019 NHT Physics examination highlights the distribution of topics by their contribution to the total score. Newtonian physics, which included mechanics, parabolic and circular motion, and gravitation, contributed 36.2%. Electromagnetic fields, covering electric and magnetic fields, magnetic flux, Lenz's rule, and generation and transmission, accounted for 23.8%. The nature of light, investigating both its wave and particle characteristics, comprised 30.8%. The remaining 9.2% of the examination was allocated to special relativity and scientific investigation. If you need my help, you can add me on WeChat or WhatsApp, or send me an email. Thanks for your attention. Please note Dr. Liu's VCE Physics channel, Dr. Liu's VCE Chemistry channel, and Dr. Liu's VCE Biology channel.